From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Andrea Lutz. President Biden delivering his first speech to the UN General Assembly. It's the first in-person General Assembly in 2 years because of the pandemic. That story is ahead, but first. We start today's leading look with an eye on the debate over masks. Montana State University in Bozeman is now requiring them indefinitely on campus, and some students are not happy. And there is a new petition that's gaining some steam from a conservative club asking for the mandate to be dropped. Well, tonight, 10,000 fans will flock to Billings to jam out to country artist Luke Combs. It's expected to be the biggest concert at the venue since Garth Brooks. Tweaks, though, will be made to help make people feel safe because of the spike in COVID-19 cases. The venue will open 90 minutes earlier than usual. Staff is adding extra entry doors by reversing exit-only doors and rerouting floor guests. It's been more than a month since Canada reopened its land borders to travelers from the United States, but the U.S. has no plans to return the favor anytime soon. Border restrictions on non-essential travel is extended through October 21st, and both Montana senators say they are furious with the Biden administration. Cascade High School students are getting a first taste of the job market with a career fair. Students able to listen to professionals from a lot of different career fields, and officials with the school say the community was instrumental in setting up those local jobs. Well, firefighters are making some progress on the Alder Creek and Trail Creek fires. Cooler temperatures and wind working in their favor. The Alder Creek fire is 35,000 acres, the Trail Creek 66,000, but both are 40% contained. And also, we want to let you know that the Robertson Draw fire in Red Lodge is now 100% contained. That's today's leading look.
Well, we are in the final full day of summer. The first day of fall is nipping at our heels. Tomorrow, 1:21 p.m. local time. 40 days, by the way, until Halloween. 65 days until we get to Thanksgiving. Now, we are going to be warming up over the course of the next few days, especially central and eastern parts of the state. Down in northern Wyoming, we have that downslope flow. You can see some highs today, 70s. We'll also see some 60s. We'll see more 80s tomorrow, but does this warm up last? Take a look at this. As we get into Wednesday tomorrow, we have a cold front coming through the area. What will that do to us weather-wise? I'll let you know with that main forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
Joseph R. Biden Jr.
Standing before world leaders for the first time since U.S. troops left Afghanistan, President Biden defended his decision to end the war.
For the first time in 20 years, the United States not at war. We've turned the page. All the unmatched strength, energy, and commitment, will, and resources of our nation are now fully and squarely focused on what's ahead of us.
Mr. Biden also called for intensive diplomacy to combat climate change and COVID-19.
Bombs and bullets cannot defend against COVID-19 or its future variants. To fight this pandemic, we need a collective act of science and political will.
President Biden was only here at the UN for about an hour, the White House says, due to COVID concerns. Tomorrow, he'll convene a virtual COVID-19 summit. Monday, the UN Secretary General told reporters the relationship between the U.S. and China is completely dysfunctional and warned it could lead to a new Cold War.
We are not seeking a new Cold War or a world divided into rigid blocks. The United States is ready to work with any nation that steps up and pursues peaceful resolution to shared challenges.
This is the first in-person General Assembly in 2 years because of the pandemic. More than 100 world leaders are expected to address the General Assembly from the podium. Michael George, CBS News, the United Nations.
2 months of panic, 2 months of searching, and 2 months of heartbreak. 2 months. That's how long it's been since Rebecca Borsati was last seen. The 34-year-old Missoulian was hiking with her dog along the Clark Fork River in Mineral County on July 20th. The day after her parents reported her missing, they made the trek from Virginia to Montana, and they've been here since, fighting to find their daughter.
It's like a tornado, a tsunami, a hurricane, all rolled into one. I have days where I can pull it together and do what I need to do, and then there's other days I'm nothing. I'm just a puddle.
Law enforcement says just about every bit of evidence suggests Rebecca was involved in a river accident. This comes after countless days of searching.
Somewhere around 2,000 man-hours have been put into it from our search and rescue team, and at least another 2,000 hours from assisting agencies. We've just really come up empty in the rivers, and unless we have a really good indication or a place to search, I'll continue with land searches. Land searches is just so vast and they're so sporadic, it's hard just to pick a place to go without a good reason.
But as the sun breaks through on a rainy day in Missoula, her parents want people to know that Rebecca was so much more than a girl caught in a tragic accident.
She doesn't wear hardly any makeup, nothing, no makeup, but her beauty just, from inside, it just radiates out. She's kind, she's humble, she's compassionate. She is determined.
Rebecca was determined to stick it out through life's challenges. At times, she was determined to a fault. During the vigil, Rebecca's mother shared stories of a woman who survived domestic violence. In the crowd, Rebecca's story struck home with some, and leaders of the YWCA shared guidance and resources.
I'm here to tell her story, and I want good to come out of it. This is a horrible thing, but hopefully good will come out of it. And if we can bring good to the community and other people in this community, then so be it.
A handful of agencies from Flathead County to Wisconsin have assisted in the search, canvassing at least 18 miles of river.
As long as there's a reason to be out there and to be looking, we're going to continue to do it, and more so so that they don't have to go back to Virginia not knowing. We're going to do everything we can.
In Missoula, Megan Mannering, MTN News.
Being a business owner isn't as simple as it seems. Sometimes life just gets in the way. But if your heart is in it, you'll always find your way back. A grand reopening for business owner Brian Simmons. Simmons spent a majority of his life working behind a screen as a computer engineer, but always yearned for something more.
It just seemed like a less stressful way to live life.
A love for design attached to a board game, cribbage was an untapped market.
Just kind of took off. There's actually been a lot more interest in them than I expected, so that's been good. But
And the community around him has been nothing but supportive.
But that's what we all want for our fellow businesses here in town, is to succeed. And so if there's any way that we can help out, we want to be a part of it.
Billman's Home Decor has been selling Simmons product well before his shop opened. Although the storefront is new, designing has always been a constant in Brian's life. But then life got in the way.
my wife and I had kids, basically. It's the easiest way to put it. Life happened.
An on and off hobby, hopeful for a permanent home. May your coffee be strong and your Mondays be short. And when you can, show local businesses your support. In Cut Bank, Lindsay Singer, MTN News.